and welcome to this final video in a series of 7 that introduces you on how to use the share and activity builder functionality. So in the previous video we looked at 2 different ways that the drag and drop exercise could be used, and we also did a final preview of our activity as well before publishing it. So now what we're going to do is just ensure that it's saved again. So let's just do that. And now we're going to click on the publish icon, which is here. Once you've done that, a pop-up window will then appear, and there's several different things that you can do in this area. If you just want to show a percentage score instead of a particular grade, you can click on the checkbox there and all of these other options will be grayed out. Now if you did want to do a particular grade boundary questioning, then you can either select the old A to G and U style, which is obviously still used within IGCSE, or you can select the 9 to 1 and U style, which is now used with the new Progress 8 figures. So let's go for the 9 to 1 and U. Now by default, these are the options that you then get. So you'll get your U and you'll get your 5 to 9 grades. But let's say that this particular activity is for lower ability learners. I'm not going to want 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. I might just want U, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So that what I can do is I can adjust the grade boundaries to wherever I want to by dragging and dropping them into place. So for a grade 4, for example, students will need to achieve a high percentage on this because the questions are easier. So I might want them to achieve at least 90% in order to reach a grade 4, 75% for a grade 3, 60% for a 2, and half of the questions correct for a 1. U will always be grayed out as a 0, so anything below 50% will be ungraded. The same can be said if I did want to do the activity for those that are 5 to 9, and I can drag those around. If I want to get them into exam practice and put it under timed conditions as well, I can set a countdown timer. So by ticking the checkbox here, I can then say you've got, for example, 25 minutes to complete this activity. Don't worry if the timer runs out, it just means that they've gone over time, but they still can complete the activity. The final 2 options I can do is either save for future editing if I'm not ready to publish it yet, or I can then go on to publish, where you now have 2 options. Available to my school only will only make the activity available to the school. Does exactly what it says on the tin. Making it available to all schools will now mean that it will go into the share folder that you saw in the first video. It will also mean that you are contributing towards the SAM Learning community and will be one of your 5 activities contribution towards that £20 Amazon voucher. So once I've done all that, I would click on the publish button and then it will be available, and like I said, I'm going to make that available to all schools. I'm not going to do that right now because this is obviously only a demo activity, so I'm just going to save for future editing for now and click OK. So let's just exit this for a second. And now I'm going to click on the activity and you'll be able to see how it will look to the student when they do the activity. You can now see that the timer is on the right hand side and it's starting to click through. So remember, as staff we can just skip through each of these questions so we can see how it looks to the student. And then when we do get to the end, we'll get the marking button for the free text option that's there, and then we'll get our finish at the end there. Now, unlike the other activities in SAM Learning, with the share activities and the activity builder activities, students can review their answers. So when we click on review, we can see each of the answers to each of these questions. So we can see where the ticks are and where the crosses are as well. And this is exactly how it would look to a student if they did achieve 100%, and because they achieved 100%, they managed to get the grade 4 boundary for that particular question.